going on, VC? Joachim here. Hope everybody's doing well. Cheers to all of you. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. So I got a video for you today. These records are records that I listened for the past 2 weeks. I intended to do a video last week. Having trouble with the phone storage, the damn phone storage, and I do not have a laptop. So never mind. I think I figured it out. So I've been listening to a lot of records based on things that you guys suggested me. Yeah, someone asked me to do a video on, showing records from Mystic Records. I have some here I pull out. I was working on that. I know George Blockhead, he also suggested to do a video on comps or cheap records. They're good stuff. They're actually good punk rock, which I'm gonna do a series. I think I'm gonna do a series called, punk records on a budget. I think I have a lot of that. So, but the reason I'm here today is because I'm heading back home. I'm gonna go back to Portugal to visit family and friends. So I'm not gonna be able to do nothing, to share nothing with you guys until December, unless my mother didn't throw my shit away, and I might do a video on in Portugal. Yeah, I have a shit ton of cassettes, records still, and a shit ton of CDs out there. If I find time, I might do a video out there, but nothing is written in stone, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. So as a result of that, I'm going to show you the records that I've been listening for the past 2 weeks. I decided to show 30 records. Since November has 30 records, I'll be gone the month of November. You guys have one a day to dig in. Yeah, so let's start with this. Sorry, not much research in here, but I'm gonna show you. Start with Kulu, band from Chicago. This is on the Range Records. This pretty much compiles their four EPs, and Kulu is one of those bands. Pretty much, big majority of you are familiar with, but these guys did proper, I don't give a fuck, hardcore, and this is amazing. So Kulu, love this shit. I don't know why I buy this record, because I do have the 4 singles, but nevertheless, this is a contemporary classic which are already non-active. One of the most wild bands from the past 15 years to see live. This guy's wild, pretty wild. So this is Kulu. Life is vile, and so are we. If you're not familiar with Kulu, check this out. This thing rips. Next one up. This is a compilation. This came out not too long ago. Came out 4 years ago on Just Add Water, which is a label that keeps, reissuing brilliant stuff. This is Colored Balls, Liberate Rock, Singles and More from 72 to 75. This is pretty much Australian answer to UK pub rock. Some will refer to them as some of the godfathers of the Sharpie movement. This is a banger if you like rock and roll. If you like Chuck Berry and beer, this is a record for you. Colored Balls, Liberate Rock. It's a banger. A record that I listen to this. I have a shit ton of these records. I love this label, Rev Up Records. In the early 2000s, this was a label to go to. It was either the KBD comps or the Bloodstains or this and a few more, but Rev Up. They did, you know, put out a lot of jams, and this is one of those. Graham Clone band, Blank Space. The Clones formed in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We played in my parents' garage, and we're truly a garage band. Cherry Hill was and is a funny place with an interesting community. We definitely did not fit in. We will play really loud, and usually a neighbor or two will come over to see what the fuss was all about. I lived in a small street, so we all knew each other. So luckily, no one ever called the cops. This seems like just another teenage garage punk rock influenced band. Out from the suburbs, and nobody ever gave a fuck. But these guys rip. This is very garagey. They do have a single called "At the Hot Club," which I strongly encourage you to listen to if you like dirty, you know, American early punk rock and roll. This is a record for you. Green Clone Band. It's a great comp. It came out on Projectile Platters, which is a subsidiary of Radiation Records or Puke and Vomit. This is a banger. I bought this. The Jets. This came out. They put this out in 2023. The Jets are like a power pop, punkish UK band. They put out a single called "Catch Me," which, in all honesty, was the only thing that I was familiar by them. Was "Catch Me" and maybe one or two more songs from the Bored Teenagers comps. But man, this is a banger. Don't let this go out of print, sold out. This I highly recommend this. If you like 77 punk, power pop, this is a must. The Jets from UK. Another band from UK. It's a classic band. Their debut from '79 single came out on Small Wonder Records, so that alone should tell you a lot about this band. But nevertheless, this record, Proles, Morton Crescent. This is an Overground Records from 2017. Compiles pretty much everything you want to listen by the Proles. Power pop songs, mod songs, straightforward 77 punk songs, catchy with a punch. A banger right here. I highly recommend this record for any 77 UK punk fans. A record from... This came out on Total Punk. I don't know the year, but maybe this is one of the first records. What year is this shit? I don't remember. But it's been a while. This has to be probably like... This is prior to 2020. I'm sure on that. But this is a Cherry Chicks. This is, you know... Do you know what egg punk is? I don't. Well, I do, but I don't. It's just like one of those dumb as fuck subgenres that someone come up with, which I would love to have, you know, someone enlightening me on that. Just tell me what is egg punk all about. This is Cherry Chicks, which is like a one-man project. It's probably like one of the godfathers of that thing. This is pretty good. This is like a fucking catchy punk Frank record to make you nervous. Cherry Chicks, contemporary classic. I'm gonna show you a record from Argentina. This is a comp, classic band. The 82 single. It's a must for any South American punk fan. This is a comp. I don't know when this came out, This is Alerta Roja. Algo está cambiando y muy violentamente. This is there's a lot of fans of South American punk, you know, in particular Mexican punk, Colombian punk, which has a distinct sound, tends to be extremely aggressive, hardcore-ish. Here, he has that, you know, you can totally hear 80s Spanish punk influence here, early American hardcore influences here, but also those guys had no fear to experiment. Like there's sounds that they venture into that what is commonly now referred as post-punk sounds, more like minimalistic guitars and all that. The recordings here, you know, for me are good quality enough for a punk rock record from Argentina from the 80s. I love this shit, and that's why I'm showing you. Alerta Roja, it's a classic from Argentina. Talking about classics, 1983. This is a comp on Honey Records from mid-2000s, I believe, but it does compile everything. This is Kansan Utiset from Finland. Their debut came out on Rock and Rama in 83. Beautiful Dreams, that's the name of the album, even though they sang in Finnish. This is just a banger. This is what you would expect of Finnish early 80s hardcore. Classic right here. Another record from 1983 that I don't know why I never showed this record. I know I've showed at least 2 videos on live albums, and I never showed this one, and I should. This is the band's debut, and it should be, and is one of the greatest live punk rock albums, early hardcore albums ever. This is none of the above. Live at the Crystal Pistol. This is a banger. This is American history right here. This is American hardcore in the making right here. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Yeah, one of the best American punk live albums ever. My book. 1980. Another band. And also I'm trying to show, well, no, I'm not trying to show. I made sure I was pulling records out to do the list that I think I'm going to do one day. Trying to pull records that I never shown here before. So the Mortal Micronotz. Oh man. This came out on Fresh Sounds Incorporation. This is a band from Lawrence, Kansas. What can I say about this? This is like, in my mind, this is like if the Replacements Husker Du in embryonic stage of Naked Raygun had a baby. This is brilliant. This record is fucking brilliant. And this shit is available on Spotify. Maybe 2 weeks ago, it was one of the first records that I pulled to start listening to, and I've been listening to this shit for like 2 weeks straight. That's how good it is. This is a banger, absolute classic from Kansas. The Micronotz, or the Mortal Micronotz. Classic Spanish record from Galicia. This is from 1982. I think I've showed something from them before, but this is my favorite record by them. These guys, they become huge on the alternative Spanish scene. They might still be active till this day, but Siniestro Total, cuando se coma aquí, this is a banger. She's like very, he has that rebel rock sound, but here they're already tapping into bits and pieces of Devo and sampling, but this is like pure beauty of Spanish punk rock and roll. Siniestro Total. Another banger from Canada. Their second album. This is a reissue. This is a reissue from 1980. Probably their best album. I don't know. I love everything they did, but Forgotten Rebels, This Ain't Hollywood. What a record. What a record. If you don't, you know, this is one of those records that any punk rock fan is like, yep, that's it. Yeah, this is a banger. If you're not familiar with this, just listen to Tell Me You Love Me. Classic. Fantastic record here. The Melodies Massacre Ears. This came out on Reminder Records. This came out maybe 2 years ago. I think I got this maybe like 2 years ago. French garage band. They're like from 73 or 74. This is pre-punk. But fuck, yeah. This is punk as fuck. Classic. This is great. It's one of those bands, super well-known bands in France. They have a lot of material that is more, like radio rock and shit like that. But this is fantastic. Thank you, Reminder Records. Banger right here. 77 punk, garagey, Teenage Fever. That'll be the one to get you hooked. From Denmark. Recording 78, 79. I've showed multiple records by these guys, but I had this one out too. I've been listening to this. The Sots. This is a bootleg, I assume. Bootleg, or this is either a bootleg or fan club, whatever this is. But he has everything by the Sots. The Sots, it's a band from Denmark which Television Sect is the fucking classic 77 punk tune, RAF. But there's one thing about this band that always stood out to me. It's like they're the same generation as the Pistols, and these guys were way more abrasive. This is abrasive, classic punk rock. This record might explains why Scandinavia produced so many brilliant hardcore bands in the early 80s. The Sods. Now the band, this one is from Finland. This record came out in the mid 90s, but I love this shit. They only had like what's the name of that thing? Antero. Yeah, Antero, and the B-side was ANC. They only had like one single in 1980, but this came out in the mid 90s, and this is Otto Elama. Look at this cover. This is not oi, this is not hardcore. This is like 77 punk rock. Fucking amazing. Love this shit. And I assume this is probably a Bargain Bin Records. This is a banger right here. Oi Mama Swami. Otto Elama. Love this shit. Check it out. One of the recent videos that I did, a video that I did on US Hardcore, I think I spoke highly on Toxic Reasons, and as a result of that, I went back and just started to listen to all the Toxic Reasons records, and this motherfucker keeps being forgotten. It's one of those records that people don't pay attention to it. His dedication, 79, 88, 1980. This is not a singles collection record. This is like a full album, and it rips. This is like brilliant. This is this is one of my favorite late 80s American punk rock albums. This is from 1988 on Funhouse Records. See, we have music, or let me see. Hold on. Classic record right here. Another one for the 77 punk club, even though this is from, it came out in 1980, but these guys, they were playing in the early 70s. Some of members of this band, they became members of the band The Boys, and this is the debut of Hollywood Brats. This is just perfect. What do I need to tell you about this? Just perfect. Andrew Madsen, Casino Steel, Brady, Wayne Manor, and Louis Sparks. Just fantastic record. Tumble With Me, Sick on You, Southern Bells. This is, absolutely love this shit. This is one of those records that you do not, this is not for punk rock fans. This is a record for any rock and roll fan. Hollywood Brats. Now the banger here from 2005. Even though this guy's been around since the early 80s, band from New Orleans. I think the early 2000s they got, you know, they were resurrected, or at least they finally got their dues. And I'm talking about the Masters of the Obvious. Raw Power. Love this shit. Funny as fuck. Ramones' American power popish rock and rollish. Dumb as fuck lyrics like we love. It's a banger. A record that starts with the song 2, 4, 6, 8 rock and roll. And Gonna Get Drunk Tonight. Gotta give this a spin. This is, you know how good this is. This is amazing. Another great record. A Milwaukee band. They're from 79. This record just came out maybe like mid-2000s. The Haskell's lost studio album should set the record straight on perhaps the most important lost gem of the era from the Midwest. This is like one of the best, you know, Midwest power pop punk records ever made. The Haskell's. Absolute banger. This is just absolute banger. Baby Let's French. Banger. Talking about banger, here's this banger. I still have this in CD, and actually I'm just gonna leave it out here. I'm considering to sell CDs. Considering. I have a lot of things on CD that are now starting to be released on LPs. If you have any want list or something, hit me up, because I might have some stuff that I might be able to pair, you know, to let it go. The Wops, Spots. This is a brilliant Italian band that sounds like early 80s Southern California band. They sing in English. Barely no accent. This is a banger. Any fan of Adolescents, Early Bad Religion, Angry Samoans, this is a must. Check it out. Banger. Talking about bangers, here's a Canadian banger for you. Gentlemen of Horror, Overhead Projector. This came out in 2012 on Punk Records, and he has everything that they ever record, plus a shit ton of rehearsals and live shit. This is teenage punk, teenage American suburban punk. This is a beauty. if you like that raw sound. This was one of the records that I pull out to do a series of punk records on a budget, and this is Detroit's classic bands in the side, you know, garage punk, new wave-ish at times. This compiles all their 4 singles. This is Detroit 77, 90, 80. Yeah, that's that Detroit sound. Doesn't get more Detroit than this. A banger right here. The Grinders 87, Brazilian answer to JFA. Yep. Look at this rad cover. Rad cover. If you like JFA, you gotta check the Grinders, because this is the Brazilian answer to JFA mid 80s. Love this shit. I spun this shit to death. Banger. When someone mentioned or comment on one of my videos recently saying, oh, you should do a video on Mystic Records, the first record that came to my mind, and I don't know why, but it came to my mind right away. And then I played the record and I was like, holy fuck, that's why this record came to my mind. Insolence, Spit in the Mirror. Oh my god. I almost felt dumb for forgotten how phenomenal, brilliant this record is. This is one of the best American fucking hardcore records from the era. This is 87. This is a bunch of bands on the fucking East Coast. They were dicking around with crossover and whatever the fuck they were doing. These guys are keeping it real. Banger, banger, banger. And also pulled this one out from the Mystic because I knew I had this one. Mentors, El Duce, Sleazy, Sludgy, Rock and Roll. I knew I had this one. Pulled this shit out. You know, the Mentors. You gotta know the Mentors. If you don't know the Mentors, you gotta do your research, because I'm not gonna tell you nothing about it. But one thing, I haven't listened to this in ages, and I realized this, for the ones that care about these little details. Look at this shit. I got the copy 90 of 100 signed by Mr. Doug Moody. Who the fuck? Doug Moody. Why? He really thinks high of himself. But, you know, yeah. When I saw it, yeah, I remember it, but I had no idea. And anyways, and for the ones that don't know, Mystic Records, they were, they were funded just up the road right here. It's a label from San Diego County. Doug, it's from Oceanside. That's where everything started. I think a lot of people think they're like LA County or shit. No, they're not. They're from down here, and the guy's still alive, I think. But anyways, I thought that was cool. Anyways, picked up this record. This is a record that I often think about. There will come a day that I'm gonna most likely move back to Portugal, and moving from Portugal here and having my records shipped was like fucking pain in the ass. The thing was stressful as fuck. It was expensive as well. But often I think about what I'm gonna do on my way back, and I start thinking of some records that I might carry with me. I probably will not carry this one with me because it doesn't have that much value, but this is one of the records that comes to my mind right away. And this is Jello Biafra and Mojo Nixon, Prairie Home Invasion. And this is fucking brilliant. This is amazing. I love this shit. This is the best record, man. for this season. You know, everybody, there's a campaign going on, there's rallies going on. You gotta make your mind. So you gotta decide who's gonna buy the snake oil, because it's about time to vote. And this is a fucking banger. And another banger right here. I think this is another Rave Up record series. Yes, it is. I don't know when this came out. This is the Stormtrooper, I'm a Mess. Original 1975 UK punk rock. I'm a Mess. It's a track everybody knows from fucking Killed by Dead Comps and all those, you name it. But one thing that I fucking love about this record, it did as the fucking I'm on Fire that Chelsea, Chelsea played on their debut from 79. I'm on Fire from 78. It's credit to this Stormtrooper. I don't know, I have no idea what the truth to that is, but I'll take Stormtrooper version of I'm on Fire any day. Banger. And last but not least, because I'm also working on, I'm gonna do a video on anarcho-punk, one of my favorite bands, anarcho-punk bands of all time, hands down, hailing from Scotland, formed in 1982 by teenagers. This is Political Asylum, Window on the World. Man, this is beautiful. This is for anyone that likes new wave, anarcho-punk, post-punk, someone that likes melody but intensity and passion. This is a banger right here. Political Asylum. This is brilliant. And that's it. I'll see you guys in December, or maybe before if I manage to record a video in Portugal. Thank you all for your support, for checking it out. Keep sending ideas my way, and let me know what new music are you guys listening to, because I feel like I'm stuck in my old ways. You guys take care. Have a good week. Cheers.